Hello and welcome to SGDC! Woo! Wow! Alright, it's time to show you. Oh, wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. With your dark and mysterious host, Aaron! Wow! But to show their stuff first, it's Brian with Wolfman and Chrysalis Audio. Said that wrong.
You got it right. Let me see. Hello, I am Brian. I am a voice actor. Sometimes I'm a composer. In this capacity right now, I will be sharing some audio design from Broken Alliance. Let me just bring up Broken Alliance. A game by Placeholder Gameworks. It's currently on Steam to wishlist, but it is a turn-based strategy game inspired by Heroes of Might and Magic and other pixel art games of that era, where you have adventure map and combat. And what I'm going to be sharing today are some units sounds for in combat, various animations. So first up, I'm going to share sounds for the Wolfman. Now, slight content warning if people get triggered a tiny bit by like the sounds of dogs whimpering or being a little bit kind of uncomfortable. It's going to be a tiny bit of that. I know that there's some people in the house that have a bit of issue with that, so I just forewarning. So first of all, movement animation. Oh. Put up the volume a tiny bit. So he's riding a magical surfboard. That was yeah, it kind of looks like a surfboard though in this particular instance because it's so large. The original idea was that it had a projectile, attacking projectile of a boomerang, and I made a joke in a meeting one day that maybe he should ride it like a surfboard. It's not the finished sound. It's gone first iteration. I want to change it up a little bit and make it a little bit less mechanical sounding because it's meant to be more of a magical wave. Next up, idle animation. So when you hover over the unit with your mouse, it will make the sound to show that you're kind of hovering over to select. Next up, attack. Oh, actually, let me preface this one. This is a three-part sequence. So there's the launch of the boomerang, then there's the in progress of the boomerang in flight, and then there's the boomerang returning to the character. So I'll play that again. Okay, so the boomerang will move at variable lengths depending on what unit you're attacking, so it just needs to loop, and then it will override with the impact sound, which I still need to make. Next up, it getting hurt. Try it again. And again. And then death. This is the poor guy. Yeah, I know. And I'm going to be a sadist. That's enough of that. Next up, unit I mostly worked on today. I've been having to kind of blitz through a lot of the unit sounds because there's a limited amount of time left in production, and I just need to just make snappy decisions with things. So everything I've been sharing is kind of a first iteration pending approval from our project lead, Oak. This is the Chrysalis, which is like a moth kind of dog creature, even though everyone in the team has been calling it a moth cat. It's a bit quiet, this sound. Yeah. Very cute creature. The idle sequence. This is... Yeah, so that's a two-part. So when you hover on it, it will make one sound, and you hover off it, it makes a second sound. Hit. Attack. It's a very savage creature, so I wanted to give it a kind of a visceral kind of effect. Hit. Try it again. And again. It's a mixture of multiple creatures. Most of these were done today. This is death. I think it needs more work and more impact, but this is the start of it. It needs more weight. But that's the first iteration of all of those. That's everything I have to share on that this week. Other than that, I've been dealing with a lot of voiceover for Broken Alliance because we've been getting a lot of dialogue lines back for our narrator, and our Yorick, the Elden Hog, is another character, and so we've been getting a lot of stuff for that and editing and implementing that, and that's basically been my week. Anybody have any questions? Yep, Marika?
Did Stanley in any way contribute to any of your sound libraries?
Not Stanley specifically, no. Just some various cat sounds, and I think there was some beetle sounds and other things like that as well. Whether they were actually beetles or just someone making a weird sound and labeling them as beetles, I don't know. Tintin.
Does the turbo meow come in blue?
Does the
Turbo meow.
Not that I'm aware of. We will have, I think, in an update, possibly post-release, we might have a champion or kind of a kind of upgraded version that will have different coloring, but I can't remember what the palette swap is for that at this particular time. I don't think it's blue because Paradise tends to not be blue. It tends to be more, or maybe Lena.
But I think it's gonna be like a white voodoo moth kind of look.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, thank you.
All right, next up to talk about how we organized some birds, it's Daniel.
Well done. Let's see if I did this correctly last minute. Yes, wonderful. Okay. Which was that button? Yes, I organized some birds. There's a lot of ways to organize birds. There's a lot of different classes. Is it here? No. Somewhere there's there's an oil bird and like a weird wood bird and like more birds, and was like, oh, what do my clients want from me? This is a lot of birds. Maybe I should ask them again why they called. Also that's my favorite bird. And they're like, they're actually doing just a game that's called Bird Organize. Okay, fair. I'm doing levels. That's less interesting, but I can do that as well. So we start putting birds in, and now I need pictures for all of them. So I just click here and here and here and here and here and here and here, and then we're like at 8 buttons, and then there's like 4 more in another menu, and that's for each individual image you're adding to your table. And I have 2 games with 80 levels each, for which I need a reference picture for each of the levels of the previous 2 titles, and then the 80 levels for the game I'm working on. So I was like, yeah, let's see if you can just get a solution out of the like weird Google Sheet App Store thingy, and you can if you're willing to pay €8 a month for the fact that you can now bulk import stuff. So I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go to Reddit and find a post that has no comments, no activity, just nothing. You can see deleted, there's nothing on there. Like, this is trustworthy. This is code I wanna add into my Google account. And, well, looked a bit further into it and was like, oh yeah, there's weird AI stuff in there. But I can read the code, so I'm just gonna remove all the weird stuff I don't need in it, because it does do the bulk importing. And then it's just, you press a button and another button, and you can import a lot of birds, or in my case, so far, cats and dogs, because that have been the 2 other games they made in the past, done by Do&E, Simeon Joseph, which had been here years ago, so some people might remember them. And then over there, the blue slide, that's where I'm currently at, and damn it. And I was like, okay, now I'm gonna write down like a cool like sheet and cross off the levels while I do them, so I can show them all at SGDC. And as you can see, there's a few check marks at the very top of this spark, and then someone's bed broke, and I fixed that instead. So yeah, any questions? Yes.
Can you share that tool with us?
I would.
Or with the world?
I will share the like tool thingy on Discord so that one of the coders looks through it, so there's no actual malicious code in there. And then I'm happy to share it. But before, I feel like I am fine putting my stuff at risk, but I'm not fine putting it out there like, hey, use this, and then blows up someone else's PC. But yes, this is 90% of why I did this presentation, was like, there is a tool to bulk import 100 pictures or more for free.
So were these images then used to reference like the levels at a glance, or
Yes.
Or completed levels, or?
Yeah, it's both. It's they don't have in engine a way to see the completed level. So if I don't offer them some way to see the completed levels, all I would be giving to them is like a list of these are 80 completable levels. trust me, bro, like really, your game engine does not check if they're actually completable. I might be giving you stuff that breaks your game in the middle of it. So this is kind of for me and for them a safety tool to be like, yeah, this is solvable. And then it's also, in addition to that, a tool to be like, yes, now if you want to be doing the fourth game, you can just look at the 3 games before and see like, oh yeah, this has worked. Let's just do this again and adjust it a bit. So for example, they have like the first 8 or 7 like tutorial levels, they have like very well mapped out already. So I was like, I don't need to redesign those, but I want to see what they did. Over there, yes.
What's the type of bird called on the last slide?
Kakapo. I don't know what the like scientific thingy for this. Maybe it's somewhere like, yeah, Kakapo is the name of it, but maybe it has some species or like it's endangered, but it's very adorable.
It's under like parrots or something.
The parrots? Well, we have parrots right there, so yes. But yeah, so it's a weird, if I'm not mistaken, it's a weird like flightless parrot kind of thingy. Like it runs around and like hops a lot. But it's, yeah, it's very adorable. It's very fluffy, or like round.
Can't find it.
I'll send it later.
Wait, I found it.
Oh, you found it? Okay.
Daniel, are you allowed to show a pair of boobies on the...
Well, are you stopping me from doing it? They'll stay on screen until someone does something about it. Yes.
But what about the great tits then?
I'm sure there's somewhere in here. Maybe in the next presentation I can deal with that. I'm not going to get another presentation. But yes, that sounds like we're done with the actual questions. Okay, in that case, thank you for listening. There is.
All right, next up for an intro and to talk about their projects, it's Sam.
First time here, sorry. Hi, my name is Cem. It's spelled C-E-M. It's originally from Turkey. I am born there and I live in Switzerland for more than 30 years. My background is in the IT. My last job was at the UN and I live in a city called Geneva in Switzerland. Stuff I like gear. I like lots of gears. Camping gear, water hiking gear, climbing gear, biking, photography, and lastly, the most expensive gear is the van that is parked outside. Other things I like is that I am barefoot most of the time, most of the year. It's pretty cool. I love it. It's a bit weird, I know, but it's called grounding, and you can look it up on Google. Something cool. I like to spend my time mostly outdoors, being in nature, hiking, while camping, pack rafting, climbing, cooking, whatever. That's what I like, and that inspires me for the games that I make. Other stuff that I like, in Geneva, I have founded the Geneva Game Developers Meetup. It's been 8 years now. We are more than 483 members, actually. And every month we gather around and we show our games. It's basically the same as the SGDC that you're doing here at a much, much smaller scale. So if you are passing by Switzerland in Geneva, don't hesitate to ping me. I'll be happy to welcome you. Things I work on. I'm the kind of guy who does a lot of projects. So I titled this slide, File New Project. And here you can see a bunch of prototypes, let's say, that I made. This one was during a game jam, a 48-hour game jam. This one and this one below, it's a project that I will explain you later, and some trials of other stuff. And the last one is an actual game I'm doing with a friend. It's called Sleepy Village. Maybe I will have a demo in a week or two. So the first project I was working on is called Whispering Pines. It's been inspired by nature and the time I spent being outside. The source of inspiration from the other games are Firewatch, for the freedom of exploration, among trees for the beautiful landscape, and the long dark for the inventory management. So what I have now is some kind of visuals that can grasp the feeling I want to show. So it's going to be an open world game in a forest scale with the sounds of the nature that I go and capture myself with a recorder. For the moment, I only have a day and night cycle and basic survival elements. I came here actually to work on this game and to find a solution because I'm a bit stuck on the core loop trying to figure out what it can be. I want it to be very chill, relaxing, ASMR type of experience, but that doesn't go well with the survival part, so that's what I'm working on. If you have any feedback or ideas, I'm willing to take them. So when I am a bit depressed or sad or stuck with this project, I have the other project which I decided to work on. It's Denis, that little cute guy in the forest. I have made progress quite a bit on this one, but I want to step down a bit and exit the rabbit hole of going and entering, doing art, and having to deal with art, lighting, vegetation, and so. So I stripped down my project and I went back to the core. So there is only basic assets, and during a bike trip with some chaps here to the lake, I thought it can happen in the Swedish countryside. It can be friends that go with bike. So the idea is the core mechanic will be using a flashlight to kill zombies, pretty much inspired by the game Alan Wake. I don't know if you know it. So it's a top-down non-shooter. And for now, the core mechanic I have is collecting batteries and power-ups to keep your health alive, and some interactables. I hope I can showcase a playtest tomorrow. That's it. I have a small video that I made before the questions. Yes.
Do you step on slugs a lot?
On what, sorry? No. Yes.
How long are you visiting for?
Here at Spell? Until the end of the month, then I have to go back to Switzerland for some stuff, and then I go back here until probably end of September. Yes.
What game engine do you use?
Unity. Yes.
What's your favorite game?
I think it's Firewatch. Yes.
Will climbing be a part of your first game?
No.
Okay.
Yes.
You have so much gear, but what's your favorite piece of gear?
Now it's the packraft.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, this is shot at the lake. Any other question? Thank you.
Alrighty, to talk about new music in Frog-like, John!
First, I'm gonna be in the picture. Wait. Am I in the picture?
Yes.
Good. I'm Johanna, and I will start with showing Frog-like, just on Steam, because that's the game I'm working on. It's you play as a frog and you eat all the bugs. And previously you had to listen to the same 20-second loop of music all the time, but not anymore. And also, you can mute the music. So I hope everyone was doing that before. But now you have to unmute the music because there is new music. And there. It's Brian Diamond who presented earlier, and he's sitting there. He made the music, and I finally implemented it, and it went live as our weekly update yesterday. So it's on Steam, and yeah. It's a dynamic soundtrack, so it evolves or like changes the more bugs are around you. It has 3 stages and a super froggy jingle. I realized I started the wrong chapter, so we won't get the. Here I added a lot of super frogs so we don't miss out on the super frog music. No. Yeah, I'm gonna mute the microphone so it doesn't do double music on the stream. That was all the music that was added in this update. And yeah, I'm sure it's an upgrade from the 20-second loop before, but yeah, you have to go into the settings and turn on the music again to hear it. No, and that's it. Any questions? I should have. Brian?
What's next?
Oh.
Like, what's your next update? Or
Yeah, so the next update I haven't quite decided what I'm doing yet. I'm either adding more sound effects to the game, but I've also been looking into adding different fonts, so you can choose to not have a pixelated font, and also then maybe adding some variations of the fonts that we already have instead of scaling them up, because that's not super nice in pixel art. So yeah, I'm still deciding between fonts and options to have other fonts or sounds. But then I would probably do the other one for the week after. So yeah, those are the two upcoming things, probably, unless it's way more work than I expect, because next update is on Wednesday. So yep. Okay, thank you.
I'm trying to think how to say this next one. Immoron status update from Spelkollektivet.
Yeah, I knew immediately it was going to be me. Yeah, let's see. There's me. There's the presentation. Can you read me? Maybe you can. And build spell. So, status update on Emurom. That's how you say it. And first, quick recap on me. So I am still Borb. I'm still from Oulu, Finland. That's the red spot there at the coast. I've been here almost 2 weeks and about 3 weeks left of my Spelkollektivet journey. I'm still a programming teacher and a solo indie. And by the way, if you have a need for Unity/C# learning materials, I have some online, so hit me up if you need them. And yeah, I'm still making Emurom with the TIC-80 fantasy console. I think I should talk about the fantasy console itself at some point, but not today. So if you didn't already know what is Emurom, it's a non-violent creature scanning exploration platformer. Where you document an ancient paradise before it's lost forever. And here we can see like atomized player interaction that's happening in the game, where you can influence your environment to progress. Main mechanic is the scanner. There is no combat whatsoever. You just study the behavior of the Emurom creatures and use the gained knowledge to create new paths forward. So there's a recap for Emurom as well. But then let's talk about what got done between the last presentation of last week and today's. So first of all, I have to say to Johanna and Spox, thank you for playtesting, because that helped a lot. So what did happen based on playtesting? Well, I gotta say, playtesting is a scam, because you will just end up with a list of issues to fix, and that's what I have been blessed with. So I already got done with Spock's playtest task list, but Johanna found so many things to fix that I'm still going through that list. But not that many left, and maybe we will get some more things to fix soon as well. So, but what actually got done? So, let's see. So, 25 commits, big and small. I removed the spoilers from there because I've worked on some end game stuff as well, and did many fixes based on playtesting that you saw in the previous slide. I also added some puzzles. There are still a few puzzles that need to be added, but most of them are done now. I also added a few poems. The game contains poems as well. And I polished a boss fight. But wait, yes, a non-violent game can have boss fights. If you want to see how that's possible, come playtest the game. It's also, the demo is also already available on Steam for Windows, Linux and Mac. And what next? Well, last I checked, there's still 133 open issues on my repository. And there's still a few more puzzles that I need to finish and do some more fixes based on playtesting, I reckon. But hopefully I also get to work on some endgame content that I really would like to work on. Not the fixes that still need to get done. And I should also push an update for the demo at some point. And also write a devlog. That's not maybe my favorite thing to do, but it's something that I should do as well. And maybe I should talk about Spelkollektivet there as well. Oh, and also, one big thing that I haven't mentioned yet is that I'm going to give a fantasy console talk. I'm going to Northern Game Summit in Kajaani, Finland in September. And I'm going to give there a talk titled Using a Fantasy Console for Serious Game Dev. And I have an old version of it already ready that I gave at the Aalto University, but that's already like 2 years ago and I need to make some changes for it. And I heard that there's some Monday talk thing here in Spelkollektivet, so I'd gladly practice the new version there when it's done. Maybe not next Monday, however, I still need some time to work on it. But if that's something that happens, I would really like to participate.
That's time.
Oh, that's good, because to see you next mission. Wishlist Emuro. There's a question.
Question from chat. When-ish can I buy this?
Hopefully next year. Like, it's still a hobby, not a job, so I can't promise anything, but I really want to get this done soon.
Will there be a poem about Spelkollektivet?
I can promise anything if I get some funds for the game. Maybe then we can talk. There.
What inspired the game?
Many things. Let's try to keep the list brief. The scanner from Metroid Prime and Super Metroid, the Pokemon series, Annihilation movie and book, Knut Stories the game, it's an old Swedish indie game, and many other games as well, Rain World as well.
What do you use for bug tracking?
Bug tracking, well, I just write everything down in my GitHub issue list, but like, do you mean like debugging tools or something?
No, like the thing you showed before.
Yeah, it's just GitHub, and I also have used like GitHub projects view to create some like sprints, so that like if I want to work for something for this week or like that. I haven't used that for a while though, but GitHub has good tools for bug listings. Nothing else?
Somebody asked, what does Emuro mean?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, emu it comes from Eastern Finnish mythology. It's some sort of like ancestral mother for a tree or animal or concept. So it's a mythological thing, but also there's the pun aspect that comes from emulation, because it's a virtual world that the game takes place in. And the ROM part is, well, read-only memory. So that's where it comes from. But it's also an acronym for erittäin muinaisen utopian useimmiten rahanomaiseksi osoittautuneet metään henget. You're welcome.
And what does that mean?
The usually peaceful creatures of the ancient utopia. I think I missed some words there, but that's the general guess.
Will there be a Steam achievement where you can collect or find the actual name?
If someone manages to implement Steam integration into the engine. It's a small open source engine, and this is the first game on Steam made with it. So yeah.
What's the name of the engine?
TIC-80, TIC-80. It's a fantasy console, completely open source, and it has its own set of limitations like Pico 8. Small resolution, small color palette, and so on.
Will
if I have enough code space left, because there's a hard limitation for that as well.
The chat asks, did you know there is a conspiracy theory on the internet that says Finland doesn't exist?
Oh yes, I have heard about it, so I guess I don't exist by extension. Yeah, I think that seals the deal. So that's the end of the questions. I stop existing now.
It's time for a sad presentation. Plan going away for an unknown length of time. Hello. Sad claps.
No.
Sad claps.
It's fine.
Maybe if we didn't clap, we wouldn't have left.
Yeah, but it's better. So I'm going on holiday. I'm going to this place that you may have seen on a quite recent release. It's a place called London. So yeah, I'm going away for a little bit. I've got some weddings with friends. Not my weddings, but I've got to visit some weddings. I got to move some stuff from my old place to my parents' place. It's like that sort of boring thing. But most importantly, and I've got my Bun shirt on today, I have some buns to pet. So I'm going to pet this bun, and here's more pictures of this bun, and this is Luna, and this is Felix, and they are amazing buns, and yeah, I'm going to go and pet them. So what have I done while I'm here specifically? I just wanted to do a little recap because I've been here for 16 months with occasional week-long breaks, but like pretty much consistently been in Spell for such a long time now. So I joined a game. I joined a project with Mariana, and we actually got to the point where we've released a demo, and we're gonna. It's sort of on hold while Mariana's in Estonia. I'm going on holiday, but yeah, we'll come back to it soon and hopefully have a full release next year. Please wishlist on Steam. I also have done a lot of work on my mod. This is something I've always wanted to get back to because, it's hard to keep things up to date when Minecraft keeps updating and you've got a job. So it's been really nice to actually get a new version out. It's not complete. Vehicles aren't in yet. There's other missing features, but I got something out there, and there's something that you can play now on version 1.20. It's now out of date again because 1.21 happened, but it's close enough. What else did I do? I've worked with some really awesome people. Got some art here from Tintin, some from Marika, and I don't really know how to put this in a slideshow, but Brian did some voice work for Venda, and some other characters who aren't actually implemented yet, including Jan. And I made lots of new friends. Here's just a whole selection of pictures that I found of, it's about half pets and half people. So when will I be back? My title was An Unknown Amount of Time. So basically, it's like two different options, kind of like two different states at once. I will be back in 1 month, ideally, or 3 months if my visa takes too long to come through. So basically, I've got an application in progress, but that application is in the system, and the system is kind of like just this black box, and I don't really know what's going to happen. And at some point, we will observe the result, and up until that point, I'm kind of on both a 1 month and a 3 month holiday, and when I'm back it's both, right? So yeah, I will. That's it really. Here's bunnies again. I will see you in months. Yeah. Yeah, any questions? Yes, Tintin.
So does that make this Schrodinger's holiday?
Yes, I guess so. But it's not dead or alive, it's just different lengths. Don't worry, I'm coming back, guaranteed. Yes, Danny.
So when are you leaving?
Oh, I'm leaving next Wednesday. I suddenly realised that it was Wednesday, not like Friday, and then I had to do this presentation very quickly. Yeah. Cool. And I'll probably do some sort of leaving thing. I'll post an activity at some point. Yeah. Cool.
Alright, that's it for the public presentations. We're going to have one private presentation now. If you want to see that, you should join us here at Spell. Also, we have a Patreon, which you should totally support if you want to help us in the house. Otherwise, that's about it. See you next Thursday. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.